We are live here with the Inside Edge, and I have some special Valentines I am bringing you friends out there on the social world on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. I'm hoping soon we'll be able to also go Instagram Live. So Inside Edge, our theme here with besides building your empire and building a lifestyle for loan officers that they truly fall in love with, right? A lifestyle that helps get time back, hours, time with family, right? And being able to have the freedom to pick up and go and do what you want without being chained to the laptop, chained to the desk. And when I decided, in the spirit of Valentine's Day being yesterday, and doing every Tuesday, we're here at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to bring on these two beautiful hearts who I have just come to know and love from, in a short period of time. They've been with Annie Mac for just a little bit over a year.
Yeah.
Matt Miller spearheading the Annapolis branch with their amazing team. So Marissa and Hannah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I've learned so much from both of you and through your passions of your work, right? Obviously, we all are continuing to evolve as masters of our crafts. And the self-love, the self-care, so much goes into that as we, as originators, as business development managers, as leaders within our families, leaders within our life, and leaders for ourselves. Like, let's not forget about that. Self-love is the number one thing. And if you can put yourself and your self-care first, the rest of the day will fall into place. So, as we are kind of stepping into this space today, you two have hit some crazy, amazing milestones. And I am honored to share some of this story. So, Hannah, you were, I don't want to steal your thunder, but you started as a receptionist, right?
I sure did. Yeah. So if you can believe it, in my first month originating officially, I hit 4.4 million. But I started in 2016.
Whoa. We need to pause.
You can't just casually drop that.
You just kind of like snuck that in there.
But, it started somewhere. So it started in 2016 as a receptionist in a mortgage branch. And I saw everyone around me, all the older men, to be honest, that were originating. And I thought to myself, I want to do that. I want to do that. Oh my God. So the next 4 years, I chased it. I became an assistant first by happenstance. And I begged for more and more opportunity. And then finally I took the plunge and got my license and became a loan officer. So it's just been a wild ride. It's from 0 to 100 for sure. And I'm really humbled, I think, by my beginnings, because a lot of people come from a lot of different places in this industry. And I think my experience lends a unique lens to how I operate my business and how people can relate to me. People that have been, receptionists in their lives or that have been in, beginning positions somewhere and then found their way up. It's a little more, in my opinion, relatable than maybe somebody that just started as a loan officer and then was a loan officer their whole career. So I think it served me pretty well.
And, when we think about, the path, right? We all start somewhere and different levels of different ends on the spectrum. And to have and see that hunger in your heart and the desire to build and do things for the right reasons. I know when we really first got connected, you had said something to me along the lines of like, hey, I really want to make an impact and not so much care about the numbers and the money and you care more about the action. And Marissa, I know you do too, in stepping into your next level within your life and creating a very mutual bonding experience for your clients, your referral partners, and yourself within that generational wealth and also security as you're building your business. Marissa, share a little bit about how you started and your role within the team right now.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this, it might be a little embarrassing, but I know it's true for a lot of people. 2 years ago, I probably couldn't tell you what a mortgage was. I was in marketing and advertising. I've always been more in like a creative, like people-driven environment. That's kind of just where I feel that I thrive. But I was living in Philly during COVID. I got laid off. So I was kind of looking for that next opportunity. Connected with Matt, our branch manager, and was basically like, do you know anyone that could use a marketing assistant, could use a marketing manager, anything like that? He was like, no, I know a lot of people. Let me keep my ears and eyes open. Had a great conversation, hung up the phone, and he called me back the next day. He was like, what am I doing? I need that. Come like work with me. Let's do this. So I took the plunge into mortgage, started processing a little bit, learned what it was. And then ultimately, instead of kind of molding myself to the job, we kind of molded the job to me and kind of how my personality works and how that could serve the clients that he was already servicing. So kind of, I guess, as fate would have it, brought me to BizDev. And now I'm just making connections with clients and us and agents and us, and kind of finding those relationships that, we fit each other's tribe. So I mean, I kind of found my purpose that way, which is a little backwards, I feel like, than maybe some people do it. But hey,
you're there and you found it. That's what matters. It's so funny how everyone starts so differently in different ways. And if you seek that purpose, you will find it. If you put it out into the universe, you will attract it like a magnet. And it's not
always linear.
That happened.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I don't know what I would do without Marissa.
No, we were just saying that I wouldn't still be in mortgage probably if it wasn't for Hannah. And it's crazy the people you meet, and they're supposed to be there.
So talk to us about how your two roles really kind of go hand in hand together. Like, how does Hannah help Marissa? How does Marissa help Hannah? What's the balance? What's the yin and yang?
Yeah. I mean, so the way that I kind of approach my work is really getting to know my people. And that starts internally. That starts with Annapolis. So I really try and understand my loan officers and how they work and what motivates them and their goals. So, I mean, I've been lucky enough to have gotten so close with Hannah over the last year and now 2 years almost, that I understand how she works and I understand what she wants to do and the drive that she has. So given that, I'm able to bring things that I've experienced in my life or in my kind of career and kind of support her with that. So I think it really begins in understanding your people, understanding, how they tick. So you can be there to kind of support them in that.
Yeah. And I would say, honestly, Marissa, especially, she likes to understand what people are not good at. So then she can make her way in there and kind of fix that for you. For me, I'm not very good at sometimes remembering to commemorate things or creative ways to support agents that aren't just hyping them up, or partners or clients, So Marissa often puts together events or I don't know, other ways to support people, like holiday gifts and things like that. That I'm creative, but not in that way. So I feel like Marissa, and she puts together client closing baskets and things this is not something I don't think I would ever really be able to wrap my head around. And Marissa immediately kind of saw that and just totally took it over. She was like, no, don't even think about it. It's on your desk.
We all need a Marissa in our lives. Let me tell you.
That's what I'm telling people. I'm like, honestly, she's my secret weapon.
No.
Well, it comes from the people thing.
And when I think about that balance between the both of you, that's such a lesson for all of us in any type of business. You have to hire the right people with the right seats on the bus, and not only hire, but partner, because that partnership, it allows you to bob and weave. It allows you to not be good at things and still thrive. I'm a big fan of Carl White and the Freedom Club. We've got one of the highest attendances over it with his, within his students, with our Annie Mac loan officers, and they all are in agreement. Do the things you love, get in your lane of things you love doing, and hire that support and give someone the opportunity to shine and make a living and put that out into the universe. So that is so cool. Now, for you guys, like, let's be honest, this business is a grind. This business is so fulfilling because it's not always instant gratification. If you enjoy the process, you will be very successful. And that's something that you two are very, very good at, the emotional intelligence. And also, again, let's not skip over the fact, Hannah, in your first month originating as a licensed LO, you did 4.4 mil. Like, all of Annie Mac,
it's crazy.
It was like we had an earthquake and the ground shook and boom, out came.
She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it, how incredible it is.
It's unheard of. So for you guys, like, balancing the pressures of life and taking care of yourself and making sure you're full of your nutrients and the relationships in your life and being tugged in multiple directions and feeling like, oh, I got to post on social media. I got to make that realtor call. I got to call that client. I got to do this, that, this. What are some of your secrets to how you create that peace and even out in your world?
That's a really good question. And I realized this almost immediately when I was originating full-time, that I needed to make a change, because it is kind of impossible to juggle everything without meticulously planning every second of your day. I mean, that's just kind of what it comes down to is I'm going to wake up earlier so that I can have 15 minutes to do some yoga. And then I'm going to have 15 minutes where I literally put my phone on silent and talk to my wife, and just have some like very focused, specific time with her, because, there are times you make plans, with the people in your life and you can't meet them, because of the demands of this business. That's the reality. And that's something everyone accepts and everyone works with. And it's a conversation you have over and over with the people in your life. Hey, this is a business that is a heart and soul business. That's what I like to call it, because it's, even as a self-employed person, you're not, there 24/7 necessarily in the same way you are in the mortgage business. So it's just, there's a lot of give and take as far as the people in your lives having an understanding for what you're doing and how you're juggling your job and also your relationships. So I just try to find creative times in the day to be able to like focus on those things. Like, no one's going to call me at 6:30 a.m. It's never happened before. I mean, listen, if someone does, I'll pick up. But like, that's the time I usually do early in the morning time, that I time block for myself and my wife. And
I think it comes from, you have to start as a whole person. So you have to, and this is, I mean, for me, this is a learned behavior, kind of setting boundaries, saying no. Like, I have a very social group of people. I have a very social group of friends, and I love that. But sometimes
I want to come hang out with you and your girls. Let me tell you, you guys have so much fun.
Make sure you nap first. No, but sometimes it is. You have to learn to say no so you can keep your cup full in order to then better serve your people. So I think making those decisions that are best for me in turn helps me have a clear head to better serve those I love, care about, and that I'm invested in. So it's kind of setting those boundaries, making sure you do things for yourself. It's important. I mean, it can feel selfish, but it's truly not.
It's not when you're juggling so many things. And the other thing I wanted to mention that's kind of fun, as far as self-care goes, that I think is integral just for me, in this business, is a really, really very strict nighttime routine.
Oh my God, your nighttime routine.
Literally, it's insane. 10-step skincare routine, you name it. It's everything. I swear by it. It's like my Bible of functioning. It's like, if I don't do the exfoliation, the moisturizing, tree oil, the slugging on my face, the care, the vitamin C treatment. I mean, I have flawless skin for a reason, but also I'm kidding.
Anna's like, I woke up like this.
Like, I'm a hot girl.
But also like, it's how I take care of myself. If I don't do that, I don't feel like I did something for myself. And it's a way that I can make sure I do that every day, and make sure that if the only thing I did today, since the moment I woke up, was work, which let's be real, sometimes that's how it is.
Yeah.
That 20-30 minutes at the end of the day when I'm taking care of my skin is like, at least there's that penny in the jar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My Restore book I'm recently reading, each chapter, is one's about sleep, one's about routine. And I just finished the routine part. And the sleep part, though, talking about how sleep is like a dishwasher for the brain.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it will literally clean out everything that you don't need to hold on to from the previous day. Hold on to the things that you need to. And you get to dictate what stays behind and what is here in the present moment. Another phenomenal book I'm reading right now is The Power of Now. And the now is all you have. So if you simply just make the decisions in the moment to do the things that you are for you, and you create that space, you're able to give more to others. And but even the routines, like taking 3 deep breaths before you get out of bed, taking 3 deep breaths before you get in the shower, taking 3 deep breaths before you eat a meal. Like, it just helps slow down time. And when we're in such an industry where it's ping, 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 I think my phone's gone off 20 times already since here, and I got like one eye on it, but I'm like, you know what? That can wait.
Yeah.
So super, super powerful. And I love that. And whatever your routine may be, whether it be reading before bed, journaling, to reflect back and look at where you were in that state of mind to bring you back there when you need it the most, like that's crazy powerful.
Yeah.
Crazy powerful. So for you guys, like, let's talk about hopes and dreams. I know within your branch, you guys are looking to really increase the efficiencies, productivity, workflows. That is always going to be a goal. You're already operating at such a powerful speed in a powerful way. With 3 originators, you guys are doing over 100 million. And Hannah, now with your originations, I mean, you officially got licensed when? In November?
No. So, I mean, I've been licensed since October 2020, I think.
Okay.
But I was a licensed assistant for a long time.
Gotcha.
So I was just kind of holding that until I felt ready to really lift off as a full-time originator. So I was doing a lot of support in this branch, maybe some like support of everyone. Me and Marissa, I feel like we were holding everything up because we were such a startup in the beginning. Yeah. So I was originating, but I was almost doing it just in conjunction with everything. I wouldn't say I was full-time. It was my sole focus like it is now. So yeah, I'd say as of September, November, it really truly became a full-time practice for me.
So for you, what did it feel like to let go of the support role and step into more of a driven sales role? Like,
I already feel
all the
this
people out there who are like control freaks. I hate to say it because
it's me.
Yeah.
You probably all are.
Yeah.
How did you let go?
That is the hardest question I've ever been asked.
Slowly.
Very slowly. I had a hard time letting someone else send an email for me. And it's actually like drifted over into originating where I have to remind myself to delegate or also just do everything myself. And when I delegate every time, I'm like, yes, like that's yes. Like, but it was very hard because I actually felt like I was responsible for the success of the branch, oddly enough.
Well, you're so entrenched in it.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been with Matt for forever now. So like we've been a team for a long, long time. And so his success was my success and vice versa.
Shout out to you, Matt.
I know, right? Where is he at?
I hope we get like a guest appearance. Like, pop your head in.
He's not like in the window right now.
Yeah. So
like,
he really,
coming.
he really encouraged me in my departure as a support role. He would tell me, like, I would send an email and he would just email me back, just me. And he would just say, stop. He'd be like, no, like, stop, do your own thing. So it was definitely a process. It was anxiety inducing for sure.
And Marissa, like, as your day-to-day, right, you're focused on loving on their people, following up, making sure the events are set, making sure the baskets are set, making sure the closing gifts, making sure that everybody is touched and no one's left behind. For you stepping into 2022 and beyond, like, wave a magic wand, create a beautiful world for yourself. Like, where do you see your role evolving? What what are the goals you set for yourself, personally or
Yeah.
professionally?
I think, and we've said this before, a lot of my personal goals have intertwined themselves with my professional goals. I want to see everyone thriving, and that includes myself too. Like I want to secure agent teams for my LOs. I want to secure that referral business because our branch works on 100% referrals.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can have a hand in securing a whole team for Hannah, a whole team for Matt, a whole team for Aaron, so they're taken care of, and then by default I'm taken care of, that would be huge. That would be huge just to be able to count on that. And I think we're well on our way, to be honest. We've made a lot of incredible connections, starting up this past year, because I think we're attracting a tribe. I think we're attracting like-minded, good people. And,
Yes, you
that's
are.
a goal for me first and foremost, too, is to surround myself with incredible human beings.
That servant mentality takes you so much further, and feeding others before you expect to be fed. Like that's such a strong pillar that we set ourselves on inside the branches as a unity within Annie Mac.
Mhm.
So, Hannah, what's the volume goal you want to hit, girl? I know you're not big on numbers and money, but let me tell you, obviously you have an amount of families you want to help this year, right?
Yeah. So that's a really good question. As far as volume goal, I can tell you what I'm trending to hit versus what I want to hit.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
My goal is 40 million. I'm trending, I think, right now for 32.
First year originating, fully. Yeah. That is just incredible. And I am so in your corners. I am cheering you guys on like crazy.
Thank
and if
you.
anything, you are setting an example for so many amazing women and men in the industry. But let's be honest, us women are few and fair, few in between. And it's so empowering to see your stories and to see you guys flourishing.
Thank you.
Who else do you guys give credit to? Obviously your team, the branch, but who are some powerful influencers in your lives that maybe people watching this can follow and can look up and be inspired by?
My wife.
I love that.
100%.
Yeah.
Amen.
I mean, we just have so many strong people around, and I think, we're inspirations to each other, if I can say that. When I see Hannah doing something good and strong, and you're a bad chick. I want to be like that too. I want to be she can do that. I know, with that kind of support, I can do that too. So I don't necessarily find inspiration from celebrities or kind of my outside peripheral. I kind of find that within a little more homegrown, I guess, for me.
Yeah, within friendships. I mean, I got friends who are just now newlyweds who are starting to have babies, and just watching them go through their pregnancies and being strong and empowering others. There's so many people, and even within our own circles, right? We have so many people we interact with, and whether it be a quick phone call of a masterminding call with an agent or a loan officer, we can learn so much if we ask the right questions. Mm-hmm. Just asking the right questions can really get you so far.
Yeah. The best motivation for me is inspiration, motivation for me is if someone comes to me and asks me for advice, that makes me be like, wow, I'm doing something really cool. I'm doing something really
mentoring
good.
Others. Yes. Yeah. I love that. What have we not shared here that you girls would like to maybe have a voice with, and anything you want our audience to know about you, or maybe areas that we can help others on this?
That's a really great question. I think what I really wanted to put out there today on live air, or whatever you might call this.
We are live here on the Inside Edge. I always wanted to be a broadcaster or a weather woman. So
right. Yes. So I think, what I've noticed in many different roles in this industry, now being a loan officer, is that I think what coming into this industry as a loan officer, I wanted to create what I was not seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I was not seeing a lot of equality as far as like how many, women are originating or in sales. Very, very little. How many people that are different are doing this job, because there's a lot of like washing out of the industry, I feel like, because it is very, this type of industry, no matter where you are, sales in general, especially one that's very front facing, I feel like you have to be, attractive, you have to be together, you have to be, X, Y, and Z. But I wanted to kind of disrupt that in a way. Not to say that I'm not attractive, but
You got that flawless skin, girl.
I'm flawless skin, girl. I'm not your typical loan officer. I'm a young woman. I'm gay. I have tattoos. I have a motorcycle license. I mean, I don't know that there's another loan officer like this that exists. So I've been trying to create a niche in my business of just being yourself,
Amen.
being real in this industry.
Yeah, that authenticity is so important.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really what I wanted to touch on, is that what is more important than living your authentic life, no matter where you are. And I wasn't seeing that a whole lot when I first joined the industry. And I feel like it's becoming more and more that way, but it's taken time. And I've been able to kind of carve out that niche by just talking about the reality of life and things. And that's how I've been able to build authentic relationships and partnerships.
Yeah, because that's what people are going to ultimately be drawn to, is you don't want to see someone that, looks like everyone else, is doing everything like everything else. It gets kind of, it puts a blanket over everything that could be really cool and different about this industry and everything that could be progressive. So I think that like being authentic then becomes relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully said. If I could only clone you two over 10 times million over and over again with, it's just refreshing. And the comments are blowing up. Everybody's huge fans of you guys. And if you're watching this and you want to connect with these two beautiful souls, hit us up, spend some time with us, connect with us on social, direct message us and just say, hey, leaning for a friend, or if this inspired you in any way, whether you're a loan officer, a real estate agent, somebody looking to invest in real estate, buy your first home, go from a renter to a landlord, these girls will take good care of you.
Yes,
Sure will.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You. I love you, girls.
Love you.
All right. Next time on The Inside Edge, guys. And make sure you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe for all of our past archived videos. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Pamela, Steven, Jimmy. We've got so many positive, Megan, so many awesome people here today, and more to come in watching this. So until next time, peace out, my friends.